everybody, welcome to this latest episode of GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Q, founder of the Kokomo Con, purveyor of lots of cool things geek in the city of firsts. Today I'm joined by my good friend, Lauren Renee Gray. Happy birthday to your mom, by the way, coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So
Happy birthday, Mom.
To the patron queen of... So, man, a lot of cool stuff going on.
Yes.
Kick it off, Dead People.
Okay.
All right, so we got the three.
Yes.
You go first. Who's your favorite dead person?
Out of those three?
Sure. They're dead. We didn't kill them.
They are. It would probably have to be Arlie. Ermy.
Gunny.
Famous
Mr. Gunny. For being Gunny from everything, including Full Metal Jacket.
Yes. He was also the Sarge in the Toy Army guy in Toy Story.
That's great.
Any military guy you can think of. He had mail call, yeah.
On the Discovery Channel, probably.
History Channel.
So anytime somebody was screaming at somebody in that military voice, it is now in my head that they sound like Gunny. So
absolutely.
That was that's a harsh loss. For me, Harry Dean Anderson of Night Court.
Loved Night Court.
And cameo appearances on the first couple of seasons of Cheers. Mm-hmm. In fact, we were just talking with all these reboots. You had Will and Grace come back. Mm-hmm. You had Roseanne come back. So I was talking with some buddies, like, what is the one that we might be able to bring back with an even older show that would still be complete? And we said Night Court, because we're like, well, Harry Dean Anderson's still available. Yeah. John Larroquette just got laid off from Librarians. John Mull or whatever, Bull, as far as I know, still available. Everybody I could think of, except for a couple of bailiffs who had, they went through like 3 or 4 other.
Isn't everybody alive in Cheers? Except for Cliff?
Is Cliff dead?
I don't know.
I don't think
I thought he died. Maybe he didn't die.
Coach is still dead.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, maybe, but you got that's a situation where Ted Danson seems to be doing very well with The Good Place. So I don't know for him that there'd be a thing like that. I could see like a TV movie or even maybe an episode. And then our third person,
Vern Troyer.
Mini-Me has got to be probably the most famous thing he's ever done. Yeah. And then you had him in the horrible Dr. Moreau's Island. No, that was a different guy. That was a different actor. I apologize.
He was in some reality shows.
I think he was he one of the goblins in Potter?
I'm not sure.
I think he was. I think he was made up in one of the Potter flicks. So, but Mini-Me.
Yes.
And then being drunk and debaucherous on numerous reality shows.
Yes.
So I would say that was the 3 officials that we're covering. The fourth unofficial thing would be Bill Cosby's career is now completely done. Yes. Verdict finally after years. 60 different allegations about rape, drugs, sexual misconduct.
Yeah, I think what they got him for was aggravated sexual misconduct.
Yeah, basically almost everything had come and gone with statute of limitations. So there was really only one actual case that was really the linchpin of it. And then finally, I think the judge relented after years and let like 4 other women testify. So it was all based on 5. I want to say convicted on three different counts. Each one could be up to 10 years. This one goes beyond the whole Me Too movement, where I think everybody's on like you got to be watching everything you did. No, this guy was just flat out. This guy is the main bad guy in 10 Lifetime films, all combined into one. He is like the alpha super Lifetime predator, and he's America's favorite dad. So I don't know what to say. It's pretty screwed up.
There won't be a reunion show.
No. I think if it wasn't for all the horrible stuff, you have him dead. You have Theo come back. Mom's a little older. He's moving in with mom, or mom's moving in with him, and then we have a new show. So that would just be me. But at this point, I think it's radioactive. I don't think you could possibly do anything to save it. But yeah, so each of the counts is up to 10 years. Now, the truth is
he's already, 80?
Yeah, he's 80 years old. Regardless of the atrocious crap that he has done, he's an 80-year-old man with a lot of money. So whether he gets actual jail time or he gets country club jail time or he gets house arrest, and it's going to be interesting to see because again we're in the 2018 is definitely the year of the Me Too movement, and not to belittle that whatsoever. I'm just there's a spotlight on these things. If it wasn't for that right now, I would imagine he's getting house arrest. But because of, I think, the extended profile that the case has got, the just amount of publicity that's been generated, he might do some real time. So we shall see.
Yeah. Interesting
stuff. What you got? Bring it to the table.
George R.R. Martin made an announcement this week.
George R.R. Martin, isn't he that writer for that Game of Things show that you guys like so much that you and Mike talk about?
That I like and you should watch.
With the wyverns and the chick.
Because they're not dragons.
They're not dragons. In my world, I get to define what they are. You know what, George? When you finish a damn book, you can define what they are.
But he did. He finished a book. It's just not the book everybody wants.
How many years have people been waiting for this book?
I think the last one came out in 2011, 2012?
2011, 2012.
I think, yeah. So instead of The Winds of Winter, which is supposed to be the next book that continues the current saga that we are in, he wrote a 640-page book full of short stories about the history of the Targaryen family, which is one of the families in the show.
Okay.
They have a lot of craziness going on in their family, so I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, but it's just, we can have that later. We just want...
HBO's like, all right, well, we got a miniseries.
We just want the Game of Thrones to be complete. We want to see who's sitting on the Iron Throne. HBO's just gonna do it for us. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Great. 600-page book.
640 pages, yes.
So I mean, he's writing. It's not like he's just sitting there on his own Iron Throne, not doing something.
It's just not the story that
wow.
the fans are clamoring for. So
that is crazy. You know what happens? I mean, really, if he croaks before it's all said and done. Now we've seen other I think we've talked about the Wheel of Time books got finished by somebody else. Somebody went in with some Tolkien stuff and has patched some stuff together.
I think someone has to go in and ghostwrite it at this point. Now, like Sue Grafton, when she passed away, her family said we are not finishing the ABC murder storyline.
Murder ends with Y, was it?
Yes, it's ending with Y. We're not doing a Z book because she didn't want a ghostwriter to do her works. But I think when you have a saga that has started since 1996 and everybody's been going through this, I think you have to have someone ghostwrite it if that occurs.
96. 600
yes.
page. Well, hey, George. And now we get...
Not to disparage it. I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to read it.
The end of the HBO thing is next year?
That's the next year is the last season.
And we get... So they're just making up whatever they want with maybe some notes?
Yes. He's supposedly given them certain notes. I don't know if he has expressly said this is the person that will be at the Iron Throne at the end of the book series.
I mean, how ballsy if he goes, I'm not writing it. By the way, that last season, that was the last book. Enjoy. And just,
I don't know. The fallout from that would be just
crazy.
It'll be fun to watch the internet explode.
So we just put him and Bill Cosby in an iron cage together. One of you gets to get out. We'll be back in 15 minutes. So, wow, that's just nuts. I just saw Netflix. There's like a YouTube thing out there that shows you all of Netflix for the next month. And they got some interesting stuff coming out. There's going to be a new Carol Burnett program where it will be her and other people dealing with children, teaching them how to make their VCR not say 12 o'clock, but with like recent devices and stuff.
I don't care what it's about. I'll watch Carol Burnett in anything. So
I
love her.
So many cool new things coming, and so many of them in a language that I don't speak. I mean, the amount of cool material that there's. Oh my! Oh, that looks really good. And this Danish program, I'm like, what? So and like with a movie, subtitles, absolutely fine. I am not afraid of subtitles. I have not a problem. I'm not one of those people that freaks out that it's not dubbed. I'll give you some subtitles. Good to go. A TV series, it moves faster. They speak quicker. There are more scenes. There's hours upon hours of subtitles as opposed to 90 minutes to 2 hours. So I'm just like, I don't know that I'm feeling that.
I've watched a lot of anime in my day, so I think that doesn't really bother me as much.
Okay. I'm just like,
because I've had the training.
It's like, I got to figure out if maybe I just haven't seen it yet, but if it exists, I'm like, I need the Netflix dubbed button.
Some of them are.
Because there's one out right now. I think it's maybe a French show called Chalet, and it's like 6 people are trapped in a blah blah blah, and they're being picked off. It seemed like it was like a TV version of like a higher class Friday the 13th kind of thing. You know, I'm like, oh, I want to check that out. But yeah, there's like a Danish show coming out. There's a brand new movie with Martin Freeman, the Watson. Mm-hmm. What's his? It's not. Is it Martin Freeman?
He's also Bilbo Baggins.
He is Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah. Martin Freeman is Watson. Yes.
Okay. Gotta be careful. He's got a new one coming out based on like a 6-minute short movie that was made a year or 2 ago about zombie apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
But the whole shtick is he's got an infant, like an actual baby, and he's been infected. But theirs isn't like the super fast turn, so he's turning, and he's trying to, it's his baby, so he's trying to figure out what he can do to save the baby before he dies. So you're gonna get a zombie apocalypse, parental thing, and so that looked interesting. So yeah,
there's a movie coming out on Netflix. I don't know if it's next month or the next few months, but it's called Hush.
Hush.
Yes, it's a horror movie similar to The Quiet Place, where that new John Krasinski film. But this one centers around a deaf girl.
Okay.
And lots of horror-y things happen, but kind of different take on that. And there's another horror movie called The Quiet Room, I believe. It was an independent film. It takes place in a mental institution, a hospital. And a entity, demon, whatever, is awoken because someone attempts suicide. And they're now preying on all of these people that are in this institution for whatever their ailment is. And that is an interesting take on it as well. They have to fight the entity and come out on the other side.
I think that was called The New Mutants. And it got postponed until like from 2017 or whatever to 2019 or something.
Oh, because, we can't spoil the Phoenix saga. Yeah. That's the very end of the Fox.
Oh, just ended
Sony.
Already. It's like Old Yeller. We know you need to put it down, and it makes us all sad. But somebody's got to do it and just end it.
That's why I am not that enthused about the Venom movie.
Oh, the Venom trailer came out. Oh boy, we want to talk about 2 trailers this week. We'll talk about the Venom trailer, and I want to talk about the trailer you probably haven't seen yet, unless it's been the new Jurassic World trailer that popped up on a movie last night I saw.
Oh.
So we're talking about the first off Venom trailer. You seen it?
I have seen it. I've actually seen 2 versions of that trailer.
Really? Did one have Beastie Boys sabotage?
No, one had.
It needs it.
One had googly eyes when the symbiote actually fully envelops him. And it's just googly eyes, and I laughed really hard, and I actually think I prefer that to the original trailer. But yes, the trailer.
Woo!
They packed a lot of stuff in that trailer over the teaser that we got a couple weeks ago.
You need to call the plumber to get all that feces out. So yeah, it's a Sony project. So
and you can't trust them.
And it's a Marvel property.
Yes.
Tom Hardy, who as
I
far
love
as I'm
Tom
concerned,
Hardy.
is an amazing actor.
Yes.
And so what was your initial impression? Because obviously mine's out there. People have got it figured out, I think. Wow, you're kinder than I am.
I saw it. There was no point was I like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this movie Venom. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, yeah. Even when you actually see Venom in his full glory. Who does the voice? Do you know who voiced?
I don't know. We can maybe Google that while we look it up. I don't think.
I think that was the most interesting part of the trailer because I was just like, "Who's that voice?
Who's that?
Who's that voice?
What's going on there?
Who's that voice?"
I've been making fun of it since the very beginning.
The teaser was terrible.
The promo pictures of just Tom Hardy with nothing, and then the first teaser with really nothing. I've been making fun of it, saying it's like, Resident Evil number 8, because it just looks like the T-virus has gotten out again. That thing undulating and being all, the symbiote being in there. And I'm just like, well, that even looks like kind of like what the T-virus would be if it had taken on some kind of manifestation form of something. So I'm like, I don't know about that.
He's got stretchy limbs now. He can.
Yeah, when he turned into Mr. Stretch Armstrong in those scenes, there was a bad kids movie out a little while ago about an alien that gets into like a monster truck. Came out last winter during, I think, the Power Rangers time and some other big movies. But it actually reminded me of that because they did weird stunts with the truck and made it look like it was doing stuff. So yeah, throughout this whole thing, it's him like, "Oop, my arm's over here. Oop, I just pushed you by accident.
Grab this motorcycle."
I'm here. Yeah, the motorcycle scene where and he goes. That's what reminded me of this horrible kids movie. It just looks horrible. Those effects don't look good.
Apparently, Tom Hardy voices Venom.
Does it? Man,
No.
it
didn't sound like him.
it's not good. It just looks like a giant train wreck. Effects wise, it looks bad.
Yep.
Story wise, just from what we can see of a trailer,
The writing
looks
did not
horrible.
seem really good.
It appears that you have to pronounce symbiote.
I was wondering about that.
I'm like, what
Watch
is
the
up
Googly
with
Eyes
that?
trailer.
I
It'll
might
make
have
you-
to.
it'll make you better.
It was just bad. There's really not a single good thing that I could say about it. When it was all said and done, I'm like, why are they making a DC movie with a Marvel property? I don't understand. It's like Zack Snyder's little brother showed up and was like, I know how to make a movie. So bad. So bad. All right, so last night I saw a movie.
Yeah.
And there was a trailer. It was a brand new trailer for Jurassic World.
I have not seen this. I'll probably see it tonight.
Completely opens up the movie. It's
for
completely
real?
different than what we thought. Completely different than what I thought we were seeing.
So I heard that the movie Jurassic World turns into a horror movie, like
Yes,
halfway in the movie.
Absolutely. So it looks like your four scenes, your first one, maybe your first two, are them doing the actual island thing that you've seen all the previews for.
Yeah, that you think they're just rounding up the
That's
dinosaurs.
not what the movie's about.
and that's the impression you get from the last.
Turns out, and the preview tells you this. This isn't me doing anything. The preview tells you that basically they were tricked, and that the company wanted as many dinosaurs back as they could get to auction them off, and then took DNA from the raptor and something and something and something, and made the Jigsaw Annabelle ring monster dinosaur. That is creeping around in Europe or wherever they had the auction, and is like creeping into children's rooms and terrifying this one little girl. And
Well, that sounds lovely.
it really is like the first part. You're like, oh, okay, it's them rescuing the dinosaurs. Okay, we knew that was going to happen. Then all of a sudden, like halfway through the trailer, you realize what's going on, and that's when you get. That was just the front of the movie. The whole back of the movie is going to be them in a city with horror dino. And he even looks, when they showed him, it's like a raptor, but with like the long, super long finger-like things.
Did it make you excited?
Manipulate. No, it didn't make me excited at all.
No,
I'm
like to see it. Did it make you really want to see the movie?
no. I do want to see this movie because I like Chris Pratt and I like the whole concept and it's fun. But adding, the cheesy horror element to it. I mean, it is very much the dinosaurs, the boogeyman, sneaking into the kid's room. The kid sees it and is like with the covers under the thing, and you just see this long, creepy dinosaur hand with these long fingers, like
Nosferatu style.
Yes, but with giant, coming out. And then, I mean, it was a great visual. Maybe it'll be a lot of fun, but it was just like, why did you show me that? I would have been so much more surprised in the theater if you just convinced me that it was all about
Dinosaurs on the island.
Yeah, and then the other thing that just cracks me up is you don't understand. Blue is the last of her kind. No, what you don't understand is they're all dead. The dinosaurs don't exist. You made them all from something. So telling me that this artificially created dinosaur can't possibly be artificially recreated makes no sense to me whatsoever. I'm sure that they're going to give us some 30-second explanation for why this makes sense. The technology's been destroyed. It can never be rebuilt. All the DNA ever trapped in every mosquito and a piece of amber or whatever can never be. But it was just like, what are you even talking about?
Maybe they found an egg like encased in ice and they just like Steve Rogers style. Just
could be.
thaw them out. And
I don't know about that. CW, every single superhero thing got renewed except for iZombie. A lot of stuff was on bubbles. There's been talk, but Black Lightning, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl all got picked up. iZombie's the only thing that didn't get picked up, and that's been bubble for quite some time now. So, You know, if you're a superhero fan, you got that coming. Supposedly next year, Gotham is supposed to be like a soft reboot without rebooting anything, but like just basically storyline wise, going in a very different direction than they've done before.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Man, just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff coming at us. Netflix, we both, I think, very much enjoyed Lost in Space.
I actually have not seen it yet.
What? Well, you did just watch 18 Marvel movies.
I did. All I did this month was watch all 18 Marvel
18
films, so
Marvel
I
movies.
haven't.
So how was that? Let's talk about that. How
It was
We've all
amazing.
seen them, but you like condensed into what, 3 weeks?
Yes.
3
A
weeks.
little over 3 weeks.
18 movies. So out of those 18, seeing them that close together,
Yes.
what's the best movie?
Black Panther for me.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was Winter Soldier for the longest time.
Such a good movie.
But I think Black Panther edged it out. I love.
What is
that
the
movie.
worst?
The worst, Incredible Hulk.
All right, take Incredible Hulk out. 'Cause I always forget about that one. Without Incredible Hulk, which one's the worst? Because that is so bad. Oh, it's so bad.
Without Incredible Hulk,
Yeah, I know which one mine is.
probably Iron Man 3.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that might not be. Thor 1 for me is the worst.
Oh really?
one.
No,
It's
see,
boring.
it was all right.
It's got some cute stuff in it, but just it's so.
I didn't like
one-dimensional.
Iron Man 3 when it came out in theaters, but this rewatch, like so close together, I actually appreciated it more.
That's cool. Because he's still, isn't that the one where he's freaking out from
He has like
the
PTSD.
Avengers thing, and they keep reflashing him going into space and blowing up
Yeah.
the missile. And, all right, that's cool.
It's all right. Pepper wore the suit for
minute.
0.5 seconds.
Hot minute.
And, but yeah, it was. I recommend watching them in short succession like that because you get a lot. You pick up on a lot more stuff. Because when I first watched the movies, I had like 2 years in between Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. Now from Civil War to what I'm going to watch tonight. You just pick up on a lot of stuff that you may have missed, or you're like, oh yeah, that's where that was. Oh yeah, Bucky got put to sleep in Wakanda because of. I'd completely forgotten about that until the Black Panther after
White
credit
Wolf.
scene.
The White Wolf.
Yes,
The White Wolf.
But
has
yes, it was-
slept long enough.
that was my my geekiness for the month
Well,
was
that's
watching
cool.
18 movies.
I've been watching
in
a
a
lot
short
of Star
time
Trek:
frame.
The Next Generation.
Yeah, I've been watching Voyager here and
Oh
there.
man, some of it's been real. I'm into season 3, and a couple of episodes of season 2 were pretty good. Season 3's got a lot better. Season 1, man, some of that just that hurt. That just actually hurt.
I think that's true for a lot of shows, though, especially a lot of shows back in that era.
Yeah.
The first season is just kind of
Bad.
just power
speak-
through until you get to the second season.
Yeah, and I hate that because people tell me all the time. I mean, Stargate's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first season of Stargate, and I had a buddy tell me once, "Not your husband. Well, you gotta get through to the 4th season. If I'm gonna get through 4 seasons,
No, the second season's not bad as Stargate
screw
SG-1.
that.
No,
I ain't doing that.
I enjoy the first season though. I like all that episodic. We're gonna go to this planet and look at this alien race now.
I
and-
just wish there was more, and I know that I don't believe it's in any of them. I wish there was more of an interconnected, long story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my problem with Next Generation is the fact that it's also episodic. That very few episodes have.
we have
any
the Q,
change.
kind of. He pops up every once
He
in a while. I
does,
think,
but
and
even that's just like I'm the special guest star of the week, and when my episode is done, you can take all of the episodes that I've seen so far and shuffle them, and put them in any order. And other than right grabbing facial hair or maybe a different costume here or there, it doesn't matter how you lay them out. It's always going to be.
They got
about the
Tasha
same
Yar.
thing.
You can't.
Which leads
She
into
was like-
something actually. So that was voted like one of the worst episodes of all time.
Of all Star Trek.
Of all Star Trek, one of them, the season 2 finale is like the worst, number 1 worst of Next Generation.
Wow.
But in that one where she dies, they get her back on board the Enterprise after she has died. We're like, well, we still might be able to save her. And Doc Crusher gives some medical jargon about how things are happening in her body. Well, real science, has just come out and said she was right. Like we've done enough tests now to know that when somebody dies, what happens to their brain, we believe anyway, was described 20 plus almost 30 years ago on an episode of Star Trek.
Huh.
So
That's
brain death
interesting.
and what happens, they're like, yeah, almost like exactly how she described it in that episode is like what we believe now happens to a human being when they start to go
pass.
out. Yeah, so that was like, well, I mean, they've had a lot of things over the years, but that one was pretty wild. So I'm like, wow, you guys got that.
Interesting. She comes back.
Oh, she does. Yeah,
Like
she,
in like a dream sequence or something, or a
Yeah,
hologram
I just watched
thing,
it.
or
there's a time rift thing, and so if she hadn't gone, and again, I'm almost through season 3, I think. If she doesn't go away, I don't know that Worf ever has anything to do on the show. It's not till she's dead that he has anything to do. So it's like she was the head of security, and he was like, I don't know, her backup or something. Once she's dead, all of a sudden now he's doing all kinds.
He's the
of
guy
stuff
in charge.
doing cool, crazy, fun, wacky stuff. So, man, and I just had some. Oh, you watch Simpsons at all?
Occasionally, like I used to.
I guess there's finally, after 26 seasons, been an uproar about Apu.
Yes, they said he's stereotypical. Stereotypes?
They're right. It took you 26 years to get pissed off about it? Was somebody surprised? Did it sneak up on you? So Hank Azaria, a very Caucasian-y looking dude who does, I don't know how many voices on The Simpsons, but it's a
ton.
lot, has come out and said, yeah, we can change that. I'm not married to that.
Yeah.
If people are offended by it, we can either have Apu go through some, thing where he becomes more diverse or, grows.
They killed Maud Flanders.
Yeah, it's just like
They go through
like,
changes all the time.
Yeah, I'm not. There's a lot of things I'm going to fall on my sword for, but turns out Apu isn't going to be one of them today. But yeah, I'm just like, really? I mean, I get it that these things happen, but it's been like 25 seasons. I think they're in their 26th season right now, maybe in their 27th season. So I'm just like, he's been in it since I think the very beginning, since like 92 or something like that. So I'm like, where was everybody going with that? So yeah, that was a little weird to me.
Yeah.
Next week in comic book world, we get Avengers #1.
Ooh.
You got to think Marvel wasn't probably too thrilled when they announced the jump from Avengers coming up a week. Because you got to think, the movie was coming out at the same time Avengers #1 was going to come out.
Yes.
And they were going to we can't actually make the comic come out a week earlier. We've already got distribution and dates and times and people. And so, yeah. And the next week we also have May 5th. It's Free Comic Book Day at Comics Cube. So we're giving out over 1,000 comic books for free to the public. They just got to stop by and check it out. And last night I saw a movie called The Avengers.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Good. 2.5
hours long. Critics are saying it's a little slow. At least I saw reporters who said that. I'm not sure what movie they saw because it never stops. It's just constant. It's constantly going. Sean was right. And let's see what else can we say about it without giving anything away.
That gave it away for me.
Sean was also wrong.
Oh.
And then almost all the effects look really, really good.
Okay.
As you watch it, there's, this is the movie where everybody has to have their mask off. Constantly. Masks are off, helmets are off, because we have all these actors. So constantly, Spidey's having to take his mask off, or Iron Man's having to take his mask off, or Wolverine never mind about that one. But constantly masks are flying off. And so keep an eye on the guys who wear the bigger suits, like Iron Man or the tank armor. Because there's at least one scene where it almost looks like horrible CGI for a minute, where a guy's head just looks like it's kind of floating inside the suit. It's really weird. Because the whole thing looks amazing. Everything else looks really, really good. Lockjaw didn't look too great, but I mean, that was, probably last minute, a little surprise, so I don't know about that. But yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. 2.5 hours of non-stop cool shit going on. So really big thumbs up. So yeah. All right. You got something you want to finish on?
No.
That's it?
Yeah,
Nothing?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, everybody. Next week, we'll see you then.